Good morning, everyone. Today we're diving into a story that has not only stunned the nation, but has also left an indelible mark on the hearts of many. In November 2022, the quiet, close-knit college town of Moscow, Idaho, a place typically associated with academic pursuits and youthful energy, was rocked by a tragedy that no one could have foreseen. The peace and tranquility of this community were shattered in an instant. 4 University of Idaho students, young individuals full of promise and potential, were brutally killed in their own home, a place meant to be a sanctuary, a safe haven where they could study, relax, and build their futures. The very idea of home was violated. The accused in this horrific crime is Bryan Kohberger, a 30-year-old criminology PhD student from a nearby university, a detail that adds another layer of complexity and disbelief to this already shocking case. His background in studying crime, understanding its motives and patterns, made the case even more unsettling and difficult to comprehend. It challenged our assumptions about who is capable of such violence. For months, as the investigation unfolded and the legal proceedings began, he steadfastly maintained his innocence, preparing for what was expected to be a high-profile trial, one that would draw national attention and scrutiny. The investigation itself was incredibly complex, involving a vast amount of evidence and intricate details. Police worked tirelessly, around the clock, meticulously piecing together the puzzle to uncover the truth and bring those responsible to justice. When Kohberger was eventually arrested, it marked a significant turning point in the case, offering a glimmer of hope for resolution. But everyone knew that the legal process, with all its complexities and potential delays, was only just beginning. The community, still reeling from the shock and grief, and the families of the victims, understandably devastated, waited anxiously for justice to be served. Now, in a stunning turn of events, there's been a dramatic development that has changed the entire trajectory of this case. Bryan Kohberger has pleaded guilty to the murders of the 4 students. This changes everything we thought we knew about the path this case would take. There will be no trial, no lengthy and emotionally draining courtroom battle. The families of the victims and the entire town of Moscow must now grapple with this new reality, a reality that brings a sense of closure but also raises new questions and emotions. Today, we'll break down exactly what this guilty plea means for everyone involved, the legal ramifications, and the potential sentencing. We'll explore why this plea might have happened, considering the evidence against Kohberger, and what the immediate future holds for him in the community. We'll walk through the key events of the case step by step, examining the evidence, the investigation, and the legal proceedings that led to this point. Ultimately, we're seeking to understand the complexities of this difficult journey and the impact it has had on so many lives. Let's begin to unpack this developing story. At the heart of this tragedy, a profound sense of loss permeates everything. Our 4 young lives brimming with potential that were tragically cut short. These bright individuals, each with their own unique dreams and aspirations, were taken far too soon, leaving an unfillable void in the lives of those who knew and loved them. Madison Mogen and Kayleegoncalves, both 21 years old, shared a bond that transcended mere friendship. They were best friends since childhood, their lives intertwined through shared experiences and unwavering support for one another. They spent countless hours dreaming of traveling through Europe together, planning adventures and envisioning the memories they would create. Zana Kernodle, just 20 years old, was known throughout her community for her infectious kindness and quick-witted humor, always ready with a smile and a helping hand. She found happiness and companionship in her relationship with Ethan Chapin. Ethan, also 20, was a bright and promising young man, and as a triplet, he shared an unbreakable bond with his brothers, navigating the challenges and triumphs of life together as college freshmen. He was passionate about sports, both as a participant and a fan. These friends were full of promise and potential, each on the cusp of shaping their own destinies. They were diligently studying and working towards building their futures, eager to make their mark on the world. All of them were united by their shared experience at the University of Idaho. Their sudden and tragic loss has devastated their families, their close-knit circle of friends, and the entire community, leaving behind a profound sense of grief and disbelief. Madison's vibrant spirit and infectious laughter, Kaylee's adventurous plans and unwavering determination, Zana's unwavering positivity and compassionate heart, and Ethan's big smile and kind nature are deeply missed by all who had the privilege of knowing them. They were so much more than just victims. They were beloved sons, cherished daughters, and irreplaceable friends, each leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of those around them. As we delve into the complexities of the legal case, it is crucial that we never lose sight of the real people at its center, the human faces behind the headlines. Their memory serves as a powerful driving force in the ongoing search for justice, a constant reminder of the profound loss that has been suffered. The tragedy of their loss is a wound that is felt far beyond the confines of Moscow, rippling outwards to touch countless lives across the nation. We honor their memories and celebrate their lives as we move forward, seeking solace and strength in remembrance. The murders launched a massive investigation. With no forced entry and no weapon found, the case was a mystery from the start. Local police, state police, and the FBI joined forces, combing through evidence and interviewing hundreds. The nation watched closely, with media and online sleuths speculating at every turn. Police faced intense pressure to solve the case and were careful with information. A white Hyundai Elantra seen near the scene became a crucial lead. Thousands of tips poured in, helping investigators narrow their search. DNA evidence from the crime scene played a key role. Combining car data, DNA, and cell phone records, police pieced together the puzzle. The investigation was painstaking and methodical. Technology and traditional police work worked hand in hand. The country waited anxiously for a breakthrough. Finally, police announced they had a suspect. The investigation into the horrific murders continued relentlessly. Detectives worked around the clock, poring over evidence, following leads, and tirelessly pursuing any information that could bring them closer to identifying a suspect. The pressure was immense. The eyes of the nation were watching, and the families of the victims deserved answers. The breakthrough came nearly 7 weeks later. On December 30th, 2022, a significant development occurred. Bryan Kohberger was arrested in Pennsylvania, a major turning point in the investigation. This arrest was made thousands of miles from the crime scene in Idaho, raising questions about his movements and potential motives. The distance underscored the complexity of the case and the extensive reach of law enforcement's investigation. After the murders, he'd driven cross-country with his father, a seemingly ordinary trip that masked the dark secret he allegedly carried. He was trying to maintain a normal life, attempting to blend in and conceal his alleged involvement in the horrific crimes. This facade of normalcy added another layer of intrigue to the case. The FBI and state police had been meticulously tracking a white Hyundai Elantra, a vehicle that had become a key piece of evidence. Their investigation ultimately led them to him. Crucially, DNA from his family's trash matched DNA found on a knife sheath recovered at the crime scene. This DNA evidence provided a critical link, solidifying him as a prime suspect. This compelling evidence led to his arrest in a pre-dawn raid, a dramatic operation that brought him into custody. Following his arrest, Kohberger was extradited to Idaho to face the charges against him. He was formally charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, the most serious charge in the state. In addition to the murder charges, he also faced a charge of burglary, related to the unlawful entry into the victim's home. Throughout the legal proceedings, he insisted he was innocent, maintaining his plea of not guilty. His insistence on innocence set the stage for what promised to be a major and highly publicized trial. The legal process was slow and deliberate, as is typical in cases of this magnitude. Both the prosecution and the defense were actively engaged, filing numerous motions, challenging evidence, and preparing their respective cases. Due to the extensive media coverage and the potential for bias, the trial was eventually moved to Boise in an effort to find an impartial jury. But just as the trial seemed inevitable, with preparations well underway and anticipation building, everything changed, taking an unexpected turn. A sudden announcement, delivered with gravity and precision, would alter the course of the case in a way no one anticipated. As the trial approached, a stunning twist emerged. On July 1st, 2025, news broke. Bryan Kohberger would plead guilty to all 4 murders. This plea deal meant no trial. Kohberger admitted responsibility. In exchange, prosecutors agreed not to seek the death penalty. Instead, he'll serve 4 consecutive life sentences with no chance of parole. The deal ensures he'll never be free again. Kohberger also waived his right to appeal, ending any future legal battles. For the families, this brings finality. No more court dates or uncertainty. The plea deal closes the legal chapter of this tragedy. It's the most severe punishment possible, short of execution. The community and families must now process this outcome. The case, once destined for a lengthy trial, is over. Justice in the eyes of the law has been served. Why did this plea deal happen? For prosecutors, it avoids a long, painful trial and spares families from reliving the horror in court. Even with strong evidence, trials carry risks. There's always a chance of acquittal. Death penalty cases can drag on for decades with appeals. A plea guarantees conviction and closure. For Kohberger, pleading guilty saves his life and ends the uncertainty. The evidence, DNA, cell phone data, and the car, was overwhelming. His defense team likely saw little hope in a trial. The plea is a calculated move. Accept life in prison, avoid execution. Both sides gain certainty, and the legal fight ends. It's a final, pragmatic step in a tragic case. The plea deal brought mixed emotions for the victims' families. Some, like Kayleegoncalves' family, were furious, wanting a trial and the death penalty. They felt excluded from the decision and believed a public trial was needed for true justice. For them, the plea deal denied a full accounting of the crime. Prosecutors must balance justice for the state with the wishes of families, which don't always align. For some, the deal brings relief from further trauma. For others, it feels like a betrayal. The Goncalves family's anger is a reminder that justice is complicated. No outcome can erase the pain or satisfy everyone. The families now face the future, each processing the result in their own way. The search for healing continues. With the plea deal, Kohberger's fate is sealed. He'll formally plead guilty in court, waiving his rights to trial and appeal. The judge will impose 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. At sentencing, families can deliver powerful victim impact statements. Kohberger will spend his life in a maximum security Idaho prison, isolated from the world. No more legal challenges, no hope of release. His future is set. For the community, this brings closure and a sense of justice served. The legal process ends, but the pain remains. Families can now focus on honoring Madison, Kaylee, Zana, and Ethan. The end of the court case marks a new chapter, one of remembrance and healing. The story now shifts from the courtroom to the community. The guilty plea marks a turning point for Moscow and the University of Idaho. After 2 years of fear and grief, the community can begin to heal. The university decided to demolish the house where the tragedy occurred, removing a painful reminder. In its place, a memorial garden will honor Madison, Kaylee, Zana, and Ethan. The Vandal Healing Garden will offer a peaceful space for reflection and remembrance. The university is focused on supporting students and rebuilding a sense of safety. Counseling and community support are helping people move forward. The end of the legal case allows the focus to shift to healing and honoring the victims. The road ahead is long, but hope and resilience remain. Even after darkness, the community finds strength to heal.